Hello, welcome to Yoga Flow. Today we're going to focus a lot on the Ujjayi Pranayama, which that is the victorious breath, that Darth Vader breath, that back of the throat constriction breath. So I will teach that to you in the end, and I'm going to encourage you to bring that in throughout your practice. And then we're just going to have a nice, strong flow today. Blocks, we will use them more towards the end for sure, for some boat pose variations. If you want to do a modified bridge later, restorative bridge, you can bring one in. You may or may not need one during the practice, but they're there in case I need them. And then the strap we'll use towards the end as well. Good. So I am sitting on a nice folded blanket just to help my hip open up just a little bit more here. And when we're ready, nice and tall feet, ears, shoulders, and hips in alignment. Zip up from pubic bone up behind the navel. Take a slight tuck in the chin. And just take a few moments to settle down into your practice here. Just notice if there's anywhere that you could soften in the body a little bit more. Does that softening through the jaw, through the shoulders, through the hips? And then bring your attention to the breath. Before we change it, just notice, do you breathe in and out through the nose? In and out through the mouth? A combination. Do you breathe with the shoulders? Do you expand the rib cage? Do you breathe with the belly? And then changing that up a little bit, big inhale through the nose, expand that rib cage. And then engage those abdominals just a little bit here as you exhale. And inhale and expand. And exhale and release. Now going into Ujjayi, there are 3 ways you can do it. The first 2 are prep, and the last one is the full. So you can do it just on the inhale if you want. So you're kind of making an A-H, an ah sound. And for some people, it kind of sounds almost like a snore, because that is kind of what it is in the back of the throat, but it sounds like this. Good. And then there's the exhale only. You're making a ha, H-A sound, forcing the air up the back of the throat and out of the nose. And that one sounds like this. There's also a toning of the belly with that exhale. And then there's the full, doing it on the inhale and the exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. So I'm going to encourage you to practice that for a moment. We're going to bring that in throughout the practice. Ujjayi breath is a nice calming breath. It's toning to the core, and it activates the third chakra, the throat chakra, which is your 5th chakra. Third chakra is down here. It's good for that too, but it also activates the 5th chakra up here as well. So take a few moments just to practice here for a moment. Just the inhale, just the exhale, or follow me with a couple rounds of both. Good. Keeping that as much as you can. Big inhale and reach, looking up, touching palms together. Exhale, hands and heart center, creating an intention for your practice. What would you like to give or receive? Mine is gratitude that we are in September and the start of my favorite time of year. All of those months that end in BER, September, October, November, December. Good. And from here, fingertips and reach. And let's press away and lower. Try to lower evenly. Inhale, evenly lift. Exhale, evenly lower. Whoop, I'm not real so good there. Good. And inhale and reach. You'll find that the stronger side always wants to go out a little bit ahead of the weaker. Let's get a nice little side bend here. Shoulders and hips in alignment. So try to avoid this collapse here and reach and breathe. And then you choose staying here, side bending deeper. You can open towards the ceiling, or you can take a C curve roll, forehead in the direction of the knee, but not touching. Kind of rolled your pelvis back a little bit with this one, scooping in that belly button. And inhale and open, using the obliques, coming right into the other side and reaching over. And again, you choose staying here, side bending deeper. You can choose to open, and whatever you're choosing to hold it there. So for me today, it happens to be the C curve roll. Yesterday, it actually was, opening up towards the back. So just kind of do what your body wants you to do. Inhale and open. Exhale, engage. Reach, reach, reach. Let's rotate here. Find your length, always twisting from length. Arms coming down, rolling shoulders back, looking a little bit more behind you. Breathe and expand that rib cage. Now, if you want to take this a little bit deeper, but not crank through the spine, take your eyeballs, have them look a little bit more behind you, and you'll get a slightly deeper stretch here if it's appropriate. Inhale and lift. Exhale, similar. Go right into the other side. Long spine, arms come down, rolling shoulders back, looking behind you. Finding the Ujjayi. A little bit deeper. Take the eyeballs and look a little bit more. Inhale and lift. Exhale, come together. So take a little movement here that would feel good to you. Maybe that's some wrist roll. That might be some neck stretches or neck rolls. Maybe some shoulder rolls here, some spinal rolls. Oh, this feels good to me. This is where I'm going to stay. So find the movement that feels good to you. Good. And then once you're ready, we're going to make our way to all fours. We're going to come into some cat-cow. So always cushion the knees, cushion those wrists as you need to. So I don't need that today. I'm going to move my blanket out of the way. Good. Spreading the fingers nice and wide, rooting through the knuckles of the pinky, pointer, and thumb. Knees are under the hips. They can be slightly wider if you've got a cranky low back here. Good. So remember, you want to be tabletop, so it's not sway back. You want that nice table. Belly button is in. Inhale, take that chest forward, tip the pelvis back, nice cow pose. Exhale, press away and really round. Mad cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Now you can stay here with these. There's other things that you can do here, and I'm going to encourage you to pick whatever feels good to you. Maybe you just want to do some side bends here. Maybe you want to kind of do a roundy side bend here. Maybe you want semicircle cat-cow, inhaling on the cow, rounding through cat, maybe coming through on one side, rolling up on the other, and then rounding again. Good. Maybe you want dynamic cat-cow flow. And so just take the movement as it feels good to you. And be mindful that if you can breathe well and it feels good to you, that you're doing what your body needs you to do right now. If it doesn't feel good to you, that's probably not what your body needs right now. Change up the motion. And then from here, let's find a child's pose. Knees can be together as wide as the mat or somewhere in between. Taking the arms long in front of you. Forehead can come onto the floor. If your shoulders don't want your arms long in front of you yet, you can take them back towards the ankles, letting the shoulders release. So find what you need. Breathe and expand. And then from here, when you're ready, knowing you can come to child's pose at any point, you can stay here always as long as you want. We're going to come to a downward facing dog. So from my table, I'm going to take my hands a little bit forward. If I'm taller, I'm going to leave them where they are if I'm shorter. Tucking the toes, shifting the hips back. I'm pressing in and forward into the mat with my hands. I'm still rooting through the knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb. As I lift my knees, I'm going to lift my hips. Good. Finding a down dog. So I'm pressing evenly to big toe and pinky toe mounds. Hips, knees, and toes are in relative alignment. You can keep the knees bent or you can take the legs longer. That's just going to depend on how you feel. I'm still pressing in and forward into the mat. I'm turning the elbows a little bit more forward here. I get a little bit more shoulder girdle stability there. Head and neck are free. Ears by the biceps. You can hang out here. You can lift the heels and lower the heel. You can choose to walk the dog. You can choose to bend the knees and lengthen the legs. Find what feels good to you. Stillness is always an option. Now, speaking of stillness, let's take that downward facing dog. Good. Zip up that belly button. Find your Ujjayi pranayama here. Inhale, exhale, or both. Good. From here, step your feet back a little bit. We're going to do a little bit of a plank, down dog flow. So from your down dog, inhale, look forward. Moving forward, you can find your plank here, knees lifted or grounded. Careful not to collapse. You always want to push the floor away. And then from here, good, we'll take it back. Inhale, find your plank, knees grounded or lifted. Exhale, find down dog, bent knees or long legs. Inhale, exhale, plank, finding your length. Inhale, exhale, find down dog. Good job. Step the feet back in a little bit here. From your down dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop the feet forward to meet your hands. You can come to your blocks here if you can't touch the floor. Keep a bend in the knees if you've got a back issue or you're tight in the back side. Good. Inhale, I'm going to lift and lengthen halfway, long spine to the floor, block, shins or thighs. Exhale, and we'll bow. And we'll do that again. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll fold. One more time. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll fold. Inhale, root into the mat from hip to heel. Get into the feet, get into the heels. Bent knees or long legs. Long spine, though, as you come all the way up. Make the legs take the load. Exhale, hands to heart center. When you make the legs take the load, you take it out of your back. So your legs are doing the lifting and not the back. Here we go. Big inhale and reach. Exhale and fold. Bent knees or long legs. Coming to the blocks or to the floor. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and bow. Root into the heels. Engage the glutes. Rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. We're going to go into 2 sun salute A's here. You can always choose to take or skip the flow. Big inhale and we'll reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Planting the hands. Step or hop back to the plank. From the plank, you choose knees lifted or grounded. Try not to collapse the shoulders halfway down if you're flowing coming up. And pressing away. Finding down dog. Finding Ujjayi pranayama. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, roll bow. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath, mountain intention. Reach, 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 and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, roll bow. Inhale, step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip a flow. Good. From down dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, roll bow. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. We're going to add on to that flow. Big inhale and we reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Inhale, plant the hand. Step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip a flow. You can always skip. Down dog, child's pose. Working on plank, always available to you. From here, left leg's going to lift 3 points. Bending the knee. Opening to the left. You can choose staying here, strong, even upper body. Left shoulder is grounded. Or you can move, open and close. Good. You can take circle. Do what feels good to you. You can always just hold it in stillness. You don't have to move. And then from here, good. Hip and knee are going to come back even to the floor, around the spine as you step or pick up and put the left foot forward between the hands. Back knee can come down or stay lifted. That's going to be up to you. Right hand's going to be onto the floor or onto a block. Open to the left. Twisting from the torso, twisting from length. And coming back down. Good. Left hand to a block or to the floor on the outside of the foot. Open to the right. Good. Reaching and taking that down. Planting the hands. Front foot steps back. You choose. Take or skip a flow. Good. I'm going to skip this flow. Always come back to the breath. When you're ready, right leg lifts 3 points, bending the knee, opening up into that fire hydrant. Lowering that left shoulder so it's not up by the ear. You can stay here. You can open and close. You can take the circle. Find what works for you. Remember, if you're circling here, it comes from the hip, not from the knee. You're circling the hip. This is a hip opener. Good. And then from here, hip and knee are going to come back even to the floor. Around the spine as you step or pick up and put that foot forward between the hands. Good. Left hand's going to come to the floor or to a block. Back knee can be lifted or grounded. Open to the right. Coming back down. Right hand can come to the floor or to a block on the outside of the right foot. Open to the left. And coming down. Planting the hands. Front foot steps back. You choose. Take or skip a flow. And from that beautiful down dog when you're ready, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, no bow. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Find breath, mountain, and tension. All right. So from here, when you're ready, we're going to come into a chair pose. So for the first chair pose, I'm going to give you a couple options. You can follow me being about hip width apart. If you need that, if you've got a back issue, that's where I recommend a newer or balance issue. If not, you can step the feet closer together or together. So just kind of find the level according to your body. Zipping up that front body, inhale and reach. Exhale, sit back into the chair. Long spine, get into the heels, get into the glutes. Hips, knees, and toes are tracking here. If you're hip width apart, find your Ujjayi pranayama. Inhale, exhale, and inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Inhale, plant the hands, step or hop back to plank. You choose, take or skip a flow. Finding your good down dog. From your down dog, we're going to lift the left leg. Left leg lift 3 points, bending the knee. And then from here, rounding, stepping or picking up and putting the left foot forward between the hands. Now find your length. We're going to warrior prep that back leg. So from the hip more than anywhere else. Hip, knees, and toes. Turn out about 45-ish degrees. Get into the front heel. Get into that front leg. Lift. Find your warrior one. Front hip comes back. Zipping up that front body. Strong to the back edge of the back foot. Good. Now staying with that strong edge of the back foot, we're going to lengthen as we come forward. I'm trying not to change the angle of my knee here. So I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I'm keeping it where it is, and I'm lengthening. So I'm making my core muscles in both the front and back side of the body work. I'm making the back side of this front leg work. I'm making the quads work. I'm making my back leg work. Your whole body should be working here. Breath should be going here. Inhale, exhale, taking it down. Plant the hands, swivel up back foot, front foot steps back. You choose, take or skip a flow. Breathe. Come back to Ujjayi. Come back to you made for yourself. From the back, right leg lift 3 points. Bending that knee. Round as you step or pick up and put the right foot forward between the hands. Warrior prepping that back leg and foot. Hips, knees, and toes turn out 45-ish degrees. When you're stable, rise. Warrior one. Front hip comes back. Zipping it. Good. So if you've got a back issue and you're flowing, the key to keep it out of your back when you come up is put it in your legs. Make the legs take the load. Good. And from here, pressing through the back leg. I'm going to try not to change the angle in the knee as I hinge from the hip, keeping that length. Good. Whole body engaged here. Breath is engaged here. And taking that down. Planting the hands. Swiveling up the back foot. Front foot steps back. You choose. Take or skip your flow. Connecting with breath and intention. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, we'll bow. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath, mountain, and tension. All right, we're going to take that up a notch here. So I'm going to give you a couple options here to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to come into chair. We're going to go into a prayer twist. And then from that twist, we're going to step back. We're going to practice balance first before we do that. So I'm going to encourage about hip width apart or slightly more together if you have a little bit more experience, just not completely together for this one. Okay? You want to be able to have that room to get the leg back there in good form. So from here, arms up, inhale, exhale, sit back into your chair, zipping up, good long spine, feel the heels, feel the glutes. Good. Shift your weight into the left leg, pick up the right leg a little bit, and it doesn't have to go high. Right leg will go down, come back center. Shift the weight into the right leg, pick up the left. Foot will come down, come back center. Let's press all the way up here for a moment and taking it back to the chair. Now find your good chair. Hips, knees, and toes are tracking here. Good. Could you sit back a little bit more, lengthen a little bit more, taking hands to prayer? I am going to twist to the right first. Good. Maybe elbow touches, maybe it doesn't. Rolling open. And then from here, my weight's going to come into that right leg. I'm going to set my left leg back. Good. So I've got this nice prayer twist. Your back knee can come down at any time if you need it. Good. If you're lifted, press back through that heel. Again, find length. Open up that right shoulder. Some of you might have more depth here, and maybe you can expand. Maybe some of you want to wrap. Find it where you need to find it. Inhale, exhale, come back to center. Plant those hands, front foot steps back. You choose take or skip a flow. Right leg was happy to get out of there. From that downward facing dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, we'll bow. While we're here in the bow, get your feet and legs set for your optimal chair. Now you know where we're going. When you're ready, sit back into that chair. Good. Can you come a little bit deeper? Lengthen a little bit more. Hands to prayer. Big inhale. Exhale. Take that twist to the left. Open that left shoulder. Good. Weight is in the left leg now. Step the right foot back. Good. Maybe you need to ground. Maybe you need to lift. Open it up. There are some people that need to put hands on the ground as you step back and come into this. And if that's where you are right now in your practice, no shame, no worries. I was there once myself. This one took a lot of courage and practice to master. And when you're ready, we'll come down, plant the hands, front foot will step back. You choose, take or skip a flow. Then just take a moment. From this down dog, let's come down to the knees. Let's take a real quick child's pose here, just kind of reset as we start to change gears a little bit. Coming into Ujjayi Pranayama, coming back to intention. Stay in here as long as you need. When you're ready, good. Make your way back to your downward facing dog. We're going to come right into a warrior two here. So left leg's going to lift 3 points, bending that knee, round, step, or pick up and put the left foot forward between the hands. Now, I'm going to use a block today, an extended side angle. I know that. So I'm going to bring one of my blocks on the outside of my foot, just so it's there when it's ready. But from here, I'm finding my length. I'm warrior prepping that right leg. So hip, knee, and toe are going to turn out 45-ish degrees. I'm getting into the leg as I come up. Good. And preparing for warrior two. So my front hip is going to come back hip's going to come forward. I'm rooted. Good. Waist only. Turns to the side. My hips did not move. And reach. And look. So really reach from the hip to the back of the foot. Reach from here to here. You should be able to look down and see that toe. Reach from shoulders to fingertips. Keep the arms active. With a bent knee or a lengthened front leg, find exalted. If you are someone that likes to wrap or bind here, find something that you like. Keep the belly zipped up and in. And as you do these movements here, your hips shouldn't be shifting around. So you shouldn't be doing, these kinds of things. Try to find that stability. Good. And from here, finding warrior two. Good. We're going to find extended side angle. So really press through. Try not to change the angle of the knee as you lengthen, 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 lengthen. When you can come no more, forearm can always come to the thigh. I'm going to come to a block and I'm going to come on the inside. Good. And then from here, I'm going to open up. So the block actually helps me in this one oftentimes come into this one a little bit deeper without hanging in my joint. So I build better strength and form here. But not everybody needs the block, and that's okay. Looking down at that front foot, lengthening that front leg. Good. We're going to come back exalted here. Good. And then from here, we're going to set up for a pyramid variation. So some of you might need to take hands down to the floor to a block in this one. Some of you won't. I'm going to take my back leg in just a little bit. Good. So a couple things you can do with your feet and legs. You can be in the warrior prep position here, which is where I am, or if your hips don't want that right now, come in the parallel railroad track. Some people's hips and low backs like that a little bit better. So practice where you need to practice. Arms can be anywhere you want them to be. You can keep them by the ears. You can keep them by the side. You can take prayer here. You can take prayer to the back, or you can do what I'm going to do. And because prayer doesn't feel good to me back there, I'm just going to hold opposite wrist, opposite hand. Front hip's going to come back. I'm rooting my feet in. I'm zipping up that front body. My front knee is unlocked. And then I'm going to come forward. Good. Now, how far forward you come is going to depend on your own body's strength and flexibility here. Some of you might have to stop because of a hamstring that's really tight, or inability to keep the back flat without collapsing. And always take hands to the block here. It'll look like this. And then you can find that nice length if that's what you need. You're still doing pyramid. And then from here, pressing through the feet and coming back up. Good. From here, let's put a little bend in the knee and reach. Good. And we'll come down. Good. Reach that back leg longer. You're in the up runner. Front foot's going to come back. You choose. Take or skip a flow. Good. And from your down dog, we're all going to do that on the other side. So I'm just going to switch sides here so my back isn't up to you. I'm going to reset that block because I know I'm going to use it on this side too. Right leg's going to lift 3 points, bending that knee, round. Step or pick up and put that foot forward between the hands. Good. Go ahead and warrior prep. Hip, knee, and toe turn out 45 degrees. Get into the feet as you rise. Good. Then we'll set up for warrior 2 here. So your front hip's going to come back. Back hip's going to come forward. Knee is over behind the ankle. Only turn the torso and reach and look. Strong feet. Strong arms. Return to intention. Gratitude that fall is here for some of us. Might be spring if you're in the southern hemisphere. Good, and from here with a bent front knee or a lengthened front leg. Try to keep the hips stable as you come back into exalted. If you did an arm wrap or an arm bind at this point, find that here. And inhale, exhale, finding warrior 2. Good. Finding extended side angle, so pressing through the back. Good. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Try not to change the angle of the knee. When you can come no more, forearm can come here. Hand can come to a block, any height, inside or outside of the foot. If you don't need the block, you can come all the way down. And we'll open. And looking up. Good. Pressing into the feet. Pressing away from the floor. Pressing away from the thigh, wherever it is that you are. And looking down at that front foot, we'll put a lengthening that front leg. I'm not sure what lengthening was, but lengthen that front leg, and we'll come back and coming up. Good. So preparing for that pyramid variation on the side. So remember, you can always have blocks here in case you need that. I'm going to take my back leg up. You can be in the warrior prep position or parallel railroad tracks. Now today on this side, I do need parallel railroad tracks, even though I did not need that on the other side. So you might have to adjust your alignment and what you're doing from one side to the other, totally normal. Front hip's going to come back hip's going to come forward. Take your hands where you're going to take them. Remember, and that doesn't necessarily mean you need to do what I'm doing. Do what's best for your body. Zipping up, pressing in, into the feet, making the legs work, finding the length. Belly button is in. Don't let the belly hang. That's a lot of pressure on the back. Belly button in takes pressure off the back. Hands down to the floor can take pressure off the back if this balance challenge is a little bit beyond your current level for the day and moment. Breathe, find Ujjayi. When you're ready, we'll come back up. Good. Release, put a bend in that knee. Good. You can come down, planting the hands, reaching that left leg back, front foot step back. You choose, take or skip or flow. Good. Noticing how you feel here in this beautiful downward facing dog. And once you're ready from the down dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we fold. Root into the feet, engage the glutes, make the legs do the work as you come up, long spine. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath, mountain intention. All right. Our balance challenge today is going to be tree. So I'm going to give you different variations of that. Should feel really good into the hip. So starting on the left side, left hip, knee, and toe are going to track forward. I'm going to zip up. So I'm just going to take my hands to prayer, but you can have your hands and arms anywhere. Option one is kickstand. So if you are still kind of working on opening up or a little bit of a balance challenge where you can't hold on to a wall or something like that, this is a great option. You can come to the calf. If you don't have slippery pants, you can press the foot and thigh into each other. Make sure it's in the thigh. We never want to press into the knee joint. It's also okay to hold it here if that's where you're going. The option that I'm going to take is I'm going to cross over here and I'm going to do a chair and tree combo. So I'm just going to sit back a little bit. So you find what you need. Belly button is in. Practice breath. When we hold our breath in a balance challenge, we fall out of balance. You ready? We'll come back up. Good. Shake out that supporting leg. And we will take that to the other side. So right hip, knee, and toe track forward. Again, choose what you need. Are you going to kickstand? Are you going to do the calf? Are you going to come to the thigh? Are you going to follow me coming over here and having a little seat? And breath. Ready? We'll come back up and release. Shake out that leg. All right. We're going to come to the floor. We're going to flow down to the floor. Good. And before you come to the floor, we will be using blocks and the straps down here. So make sure that you have what you need in place as we go down. So from the top of the mat, big inhale and reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Inhale, plant the hands, step or hop back to plank. You choose, take or skip the last flow of this class. Once you've made it to your down dog, drop those knees. Find a nice, juicy child's pose. Knees can be together, as wide as the mat or somewhere in between. Arms can be long in front of you. You can still take those hands back by the ankles if that's what you need. You ready? Hands under the shoulders. and coming all the way up. Good. Let's come to a seat. We'll do a seated forward fold here. So you've got your strap today. So if you know you can't touch the feet and you want that, then you can bring that strap in. So you'll take the strap right around the balls of the feet here, so your feet can stay nice and flat, a little bit easier. Legs can be together or a little bit wider. Sitting up nice and tall, big inhale. Exhale, lengthen forward, long spine first, then take arms down if you need to keep a flat back because it's where you'll stay, or you can round here, folding in. Watch your feet here. Sometimes they like to curl inward. Can you make them flat like they're standing on the wall in front of you? And we'll carefully come up. Good. So going into a boat pose here, I'm going to show you no block options with block options, and then we will do it together based on what option you feel you need. You can take your hands behind you. Good. You can zip up. You can do a little bit. You can do a lot. You can stay there. Okay. Same thing. You can be here, here, here. Maybe you release and don't hold on. Good. And with blocks. So blocks have a couple things here. So you can take a block between the shins. So when you press into the block, you're also not just engaging the thighs, but you're also getting a little bit more of a core engagement there. You can do all the things I just showed you. Holding onto your block here gives you a little bit more chest and shoulder component, still more core. So that is always, options that you can, play with. The other option you can do with a block, and this is for people who have mastered their balance in regular boat. So if you keep falling out of your boat, this is not where I recommend you go, but you can take a block. You want it to be this way because you're going to sit on it. And you can balance on the block. The other thing I would caution, if you cannot do a boat without rounding your spine, I don't recommend trying it up on the block, okay? But otherwise, you can from here. Woo, woo, woo. Holding on or letting go. Good. Okay, so that's the one that I am working on currently right now. So I'm not real good at it, but I don't fall off my block. So find the boat that you would like to do with or without your blocks. Block can make this one definitely a little bit more challenging. Good. I'm going to come here today. So you find yours. Find your boat. Zip up from pubic bone to behind the knee. Long spine. Try not to collapse back there. If you start to feel it right here, zip up a little tighter. And if you still feel it, then it's time to come out because your hip flexors are taking over at that point. And speaking of coming out, let's do that next. Good. Release any block. Come off the block if you chose that. Legs are going to come forward. Big inhale and reach. Exhale, find your forward fold. Good. From here, coming into reverse bridge or reverse plank. Without the block, good. So I can now point my fingers towards my feet. There was a time not too long ago where my shoulders and elbows didn't like that. I had to turn out a little bit. That's fine as long as your elbows and shoulders are going in the same direction. But reverse bridge, you can bend the knees. Good. Maybe you lift a little bit. Maybe you press into the feet and shoulders and lift a lot. Shoulders are over the wrists, not behind them. Okay, that's option one. Some of you are more advanced than that. Maybe you take your legs long in front of you. Belly button is in. Find a reverse plank. Okay. Some of you maybe just need a little bit of a help with the lift part. And if that is you, you can come to blocks. Some people have told me their wrists feel better on blocks. Others see no difference. So I'm going to let you decide if you want to try it. But same thing, same rules apply. When you come up, you can lift a little bit. You can lift a lot. Shoulders over the wrist. Or same thing for reverse plank. And I'm just going to stay here on these. So whenever you're ready, Find your reverse bridge. Find your reverse plank. This one is harder on the shoulders if they are really, really tight. And when you're ready, good. Take that down. Arms come up and fold forward. Good. From here, when you're ready, I'm going to move my block out of the way. We're going to come to a wide leg forward fold. A wide leg forward fold. Good. So try not to come to your widest possible. Leave your body a little bit of space to sink in as it's ready. But hips, knees, and toes are going to face the ceiling. Big inhale and reach. Exhale, long spine. It's a hinge from the hips. Come forward first, then drop the hands down. And for some of you, this is going to be all you do today. Others are going to spend some time. Maybe you take the thighs, maybe you take the foot or the toe. That's fine. And just breathe here. So you want to keep that long spine. You want to try not to collapse. And as you breathe, your body will let you know if it's safe or if it wants to fold in a little bit deeper here. Okay. So I'm actually a little bit ready. So I'm just going to come in here. Find your Ujjayi Pranayama. Good. So I cannot, we'll carefully come up there. I cannot emphasize how important breath is when you're in a long hold or the stretch, because that is what helps get you there, not just plopping into something. All right, let's come into a seated twist. A seated twist. I'm going to give you a couple options here on your twist. So it's kind of like a freestyle seated twist. So you can be crisscross applesauce here if you would like. You can take one leg forward, one leg across, or you can bring the other leg in if this is where you want to be. I'm going to keep my right leg long here, and then I'm just going to have my right leg crossed over. Good. So from here, finding a nice tall spine, big inhale, my right leg is crossed over, so that's the direction I'm going to twist. I'm going to twist to my right, rolling shoulders back, staying with that length. Trying to relax the shoulders, finding the Ujjayi. And when you're ready, good, we'll release and we'll come back and we will switch sides. So whatever you did on this side, you want to replicate that on the other side if possible. Good. So now my left leg is on top. I'm finding my nice tall spine. Inhale and reach. Exhale, taking that twist to the left, rolling shoulders back. And coming back center and release. Excellent. Come onto your back, onto the back. So now we can do a bridge that we normally do that's not a reverse bridge. So if you need a moment to wiggle, take knees into the chest, go ahead and do that. But I'm going to encourage you to do a freestyle bridge, a freestyle bridge. So whatever bridge that you would like to do within your practice, you can do. So you can do restorative bridge, putting a block underneath the sacrum there. You can do a basic bridge. You can do a one-legged bridge. You can do the ankle bind, that Dan class, which is what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to use this. Help me. Okay. So whenever you're ready, full back bend is also an option too, if that's where you are. Find your bridge wherever you need your bridge to be. Good. So hips, knees, and toes will track in that alignment no matter what kind of bridge you're choosing. They don't turn out. They don't go out wider. When you're ready, carefully release and come down. Good. So I've already got my strap. I'm going to take my strap. I'm going to put my right foot in here. Good. I'm going to take both straps with the right hand, and we're just going to make some circles. Just make a few little circles. Belly button is in, so your abdominals are controlling the hips and other direction. And then from here, just so I have room, I'm just going to scoot out a little bit. My left leg's going to come along, left hand's going to grab my strap. Good, and I'm going to arc over 45-ish degrees. For some of you, this is going to be where you stay. You can wiggle around here, finding a sweet spot. Others are going to take this over into a twist. So if you come all the way over, you want to keep the leg in line with the hip, belly button stays in. Put a prop under that leg if you can't hold it there on your own, and looking to the opposite side. Ujjayi. And coming back up. Good. So from here, I'm just scoot over a little bit. Good. You can find a mid-air switcheroo here. Both straps into that left hand. Find your circle. Your belly button is in. How wide or small they need to be depends on your own body's needs and where you have that control of the hips. Good. And then we'll reverse directions. Good. And then from here, extending that right leg. Right hand's going to grab those straps. Good. Find your arc over, or you can turn all the way over, keeping leg in line with the hip. And you're looking to the other side. Prop up that leg if you need to. Good. And we'll come back up. Good. We're going to remove that foot from the strap. Good. We're going to set ourselves up for Shavasana here. So any props that you have that you want to bring in, you are welcome to do so. This will be a shorter Shavasana. You can let everything come long and flop open. You can put a bend in the knees. If your back doesn't like everything to come long and flop open, you can be on your side. You can be on your belly. Be where it's good for your body. Good for your body in this moment. And then once you get where you're going, see if you can make yourself about 10% more comfortable. And then I will leave you here for a moment, sinking into the space, returning to your intention, returning to Ujjayi. Taking some deeper breaths here, choosing stillness, or taking head and neck from side to side, maybe wiggling fingers and toes. Choose stillness, or choosing to take the knees into the chest, keeping the upper body grounded, or maybe you want to lift it up into a full body hug. And choosing stillness, or moving any props out of the way that you may have used. Taking legs long in front of you, arms long behind you, reach and lengthen. Find that full body stretch from the toes to the fingertips. Pointing and flexing through the feet, bending and stretching through the hands, rolling wrists and ankles in one direction, and then in the other. And when you're ready, bending in both knees, And you choose rolling over to your right or left side, the side that works best for your body in this moment, taking all the time that your body needs here. And when you're ready, pressing yourself up, finding that comfortable seat that we started with. My hips are more open. I don't need my pillow or blanket anymore. Okay. Noticing how you feel. Big inhale and reach, 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 reach. Look up there at those hands, touching them together. Exhale, coming down. Stopping the thumbs at the forehead for good and true thoughts. To the lips for good and kind words. And to the heart for open and loving heart. Knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted, no gain is ever reversed. May you be safe. May you stay well. May you have a wonderful day, evening, week, month, season ahead. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.